Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many a True Nerd, and welcome back to Stellaris Utopia. I'm going to be president in about 2 weeks, marvellous. I'm about to become president again, so that's marvellous. So let's get time ticking along. Got a lot of stuff I want to do today. We've got, there's a bunch of Leviathans floating around here. There's that bloody Spectre. Ooh, hang on, I was about to declare a war anyway, but it would appear that the Federation wants to jump straight. Well, this is a really war-y Federation. Scientists leveled up, don't care. Right. Who do you want to go to war against? Wait, what? You want to go to war against the United Inari Nations? They've got like one... Which one's that? No, sorry, I've got that wrong. The United Inari Nations, we're not going to war with them. They're my vassal. What they want to have, the Inari Slayers planet, the one planet. That's what they want. They just want that one planet. If they have it, that means I can vassalize... Yes! I'm going to vote yes, because then, when I integrate them, I'll get this bit too, automatically. That's fine. I'm going to vote yes, and the terrifying Doom fleet that's guarding the Inari Slayers is 2,000 strong. I'll have them come via Terra, because they've got a frontier outpost, so if I just destroy that, I'll probably be able to pull a couple of extra things into my territory immediately, and then I'll just go and destroy their fleet. Once their fleet's dead, that should be it. You know what, that's a really small, crappy, simple war, and it will actually save me a tiny bit of time too. Who are you? You're also a vassal under the Pax for a moment. I've just got vassals like crazy in this part of the world, it's marvellous. So yeah, basically, this whole bit of the galaxy can become mine really, really easily, which is what I'm going to do. So, first fleet right now, I can now rebuild the fleet. So the fleet has got a... The fleet's got a maximum size strength of 286. It's currently under 165. So basically, I can just... I can massively increase the size of this fleet right now, which is beautiful, except I don't have the money for it. The Vitinius is dead!
What?
The Vitinius, Shivangi Gowda, has died. Which unfortunately means the naval capacity's just plummeted, because she was giving it plus 30% because she was really big on the whole fleet thing.
Oh, so now you're going to get a new Vitinius and it might not be as good.
Yeah, so we've actually got to deal with the issue of the Vitinius vote first. Luckily, I'm sitting on a ton of influence, so I can just basically rig the election however I would like.
Yeah, the chat is saying no rigged elections this time.
I'm going to allow the chat democratically to decide it, then I'm going to rig it to whatever the chat decides, which is a form of democracy. I guess it's kind of more like an oligarchy.
The chat believes we rigged the last election by giving them the choice to change the way the election functioned midway through the election.
Okay,
itself.
this time we will establish the rules of the election ahead of time. Do we need to have a straw poll to determine the rules of the election before we have a... Oh God, politics is confusing. So these two, we don't care about. We're ruling them out on grounds of age and poor experience. So, our two contenders are Mercedes Ortega, who has got Corvette focus, Corvette build cost minus 20%, and Fleet Organizer, naval capacity plus 20%. So, a logical, in many ways, like the logical successor to the previous Vitinius, because yes, indeed, she's also got the naval boost, which is very, very useful indeed. Alternatively, we have got Hassan Al-Damanchki, who has got Home in the Sky Spaceport build cost, which isn't great. Leader lifespan, however, is plus 25 years, so he'll live longer, which is nice. His agenda, grow the economy. Ooh, energy credits plus 10%. So he doesn't get the fleet bonus, but he does have energy credits plus 10%, which could be of use, because energy credits has always been a problem for me, because I've got so many bloody robots.
It looks like Mercedes Ortega.
It looks like Mercedes Ortega. Is it good enough for us to call it?
Yeah, I mean, 80% looks like...
80% Mercedes Ortega. Right now, what's she even doing right now? She's actually governing the Lepkis Magna sector, so that's fine. She's not doing anything desperately important. She will be elected for 200. She is now the new Vitinius, marvellous, and the fleet capacity has now gone back up, which is beautiful. So that's nice. Actually, these guys have got point defense drones like crazy. So what they should be able to do is these missiles should actually be... Yeah, these missiles are just being shot down. So actually, we should take incredibly little damage because we've got point defense drones like crazy and these guys are using missiles. That space station is spitting out missiles like crazy, but they should just be being shot down like mad. And large advanced lasers. That's really cool. Legio 1 has made it to 2. Oh, before the war's over, Legio 1, I want you to take out... You need to take out this. So Legio 1 needs to focus... Everyone's just hanging out with Legio 1, Hofi. Everyone's here. We brought everyone. The Federation fleet is just like on its own, dealing with some stuff over there. We just brought all... These are just us and all of our vassals and everything. We just came over here to deal with this. This may be overkill. Oh, it's the end of the Inari Slayers. The Star Nation, formerly known as the Inari Slayers, has been destroyed by its enemies.
The chat would actually like you to do a little speech.
My fellow Brutii, once, many years ago, in the very dawn of our spacefaring era of glory expansion, we picked a war with the Inari Slayers, and we struggled in that war. We were mere infants among the stars at that time. And today we have come and smashed the homeworld of the Inari Slayers. For them, it is the end of their civilization, the end of all of history, the end of independence, the most important day in their entire collective community everything. For us, it is a Tuesday. And now we go home and forget the Inari Slayers ever existed, leaving them as dust on their worlds. Well done, lads. Well done. Ooh, the Mighty Ducks integration is finished.
Ooh.
The Mighty... I feel sorry for the Bug People. The Bug People's Empire is now this bit over here, these two bits, there's a bit over there, then there's these two bits. And then this over here. The Bug People don't really have like an empire. They've just got like little enclaves of space. But yeah, the Infinite Pond have finished integrating those guys we took over and are now squeezed right into the... Ooh. I'm not feeling good about the Fafossen Confederacy. Which is, these guys are, yeah, basically fanatical xenophobes who hate anyone touching their borders. And these guys are getting really close to their borders. Our skilled repair crews and engineers have finished their work on the ancient dreadnought that we disabled on the Ithuuk system. The massive warship has received its full crew complement, has been declared ready for service after conducting space trials. Which is the best sort of trial. So the dreadnought, strength 5,000. Okay, I think we just need to basically just want to move that over to Vesta. We'll just merge that into the fleet. That can indeed be our new flagship. But let's just have a look, see. Oh, it's got a long journey. It's got a long journey to go first. So we're just sitting over there. Yep, that dreadnought now belongs to us. Very, very nice indeed. We've got a new faction.
Ooh,
We've got... Oh, it's our new Vatinius, Mercedes Ortega, who has actually just basically called themselves the Free Election Society. The members work for equality and justice for all denizens of our empire.
Alright.
I think we might have just elected a Vatinius who wants to abolish the Vatinius. Okay, the integration's done. That's why I've just jumped up to 10. Yeah, that's our new empire right now. We own a lot of...
Look at how shiny we look. You apparently missed on one of the species when you were setting rights. One of them still has limits on their military service or something?
Those guys, yep. The Ilkahan.
That's what I said.
No, I've set them to no military service. Oops. Okay, remind me to go and do that again later, because you can only change it so often. Can I change that back to...
Oh, John.
Okay, I can't change that for 10 years. Okay, we'll change...
Well done, John.
In 10 years, we'll fix that.
Yeah,
basically, I've just...
remember that in 10 years.
I've just condemned them to not being able to serve in senior government position for 10 years because I pushed the wrong button. Someone wants to go to war. So they just want to go to war against the Valmanex Silencers. Which, in all fairness, we've been thinking about for a while. But what do these guys actually want out of it? The United Inari Nations, who are in the process of integrating right now, they just want to humiliate them for no well-explained reason. The Bug People want one of the planets liberated. The Infinite Pond want, like, 5 planets liberated. Okay. How strong are these guys versus us? Technically, they are... Fleet power is deemed pathetic. You know what? Getting fanatical purifiers out of the galaxy would not be a bad thing at all. Just basically getting fanatical purifiers. I'm going to vote yes, and then not get involved in the war for a minute, because my fleet is currently in the middle of upgrades, and First Fleet is in the middle of being, like, built. Right, we have got ourselves, yeah, a tradition available. Now, this is an interesting one. Vassal acculturation. We'll add the biological and technological distinctiveness of our vassals to our own. Their cultures will adapt to service us. Resistance is futile. Oh, I like resistance is futile. That's good. Subject integration influence cost reduced by 33%. That is just what we need. That is the Rontor Interplanetary Authority First Attack Swarm is coming in with 10,000 strength and 5,000 backing it up from the bug folks. And a transport fleet is at their backs. So they're over there, and they're going up against... actually, this is going to be close. 10,000 and 5,000, taking on what looks like their main fleet of about 14,000. So it's really going to depend on... This is going to be interesting, actually. I'm going to keep an eye on this one. So a massive fight is going to break out immediately with the 10,000 and the 5,000, and because they've walked in on top of each other, it's going to be an absolute clusterflip. Question is, who's got the technology? Who's got the technology to win this? Because this is going to be... and I can't actually see, because I'm not involved in this battle, I can't actually see the stats, but I can roughly see, like, the fleet sizes. It looks to me like, actually, the Rontor and the Bugs have barely lost any strength, whereas these guys are collapsing pretty quickly. So it would feel like we've got the technological advantage there, because whatever's going on... These guys have just managed to... Also, they've got some really, really pretty wibbly shots. I'm not sure which ones those are. But yeah, it feels like, actually, these guys have just gone in and cleaned this up.
Yeah,
no problem. And it's also one hell of a light show. For the nearby planet, this is really cool looking. Assuming like we don't accidentally hit that planet. Don't accidentally hit that planet. Ooh! The Sins are getting in on this. The Sin Empire have also just declared war against the Valmanac Silencers. They've picked a very good time to go to war. I think we can pretty much say that we pretty confidently control, like, pretty much, definitely a quarter, maybe a third of the entire galaxy. So planets and sectors. We're going to set up a new sector, and the sector is going to be for this area down here.
What Pokemon will it look like?
I don't know. Let's just check. Who's that Pokemon?
I mean,
It's Foot!
I don't know, maybe in my head I'm 12 years old, but I wasn't gonna say Foot.
Wait, what dirty thing do you think that looks like?
I mean, I was thinking that before you added the crooked bit at the end of it, but...
Well, I'm not spending 25 influence to kick it back out so that you can giggle at the penis again, but that's not what a penis looks like, Claire. Based on what's just happened, I think we've got absolutely no choice here. We have absolutely no choice but to rename the Clart sector the Foot Penis sector and assign it a leader. Ideally, the one who looks most like... Okay, that guy looks a bit like a penis. Yeah. Hello. Uh-oh. I think the Fallen Empires...
Oh, shit.
The Fallen Empires are waking up. It began as a subtle shift in the Apathian behaviour. Scattered reports of their ships, once rarely seen outside their own space, now being spotted in remote systems across the galaxy. Highly advanced scouting vessels visiting ancient ruined worlds, refusing all hails and fleeing when attacked. Their purpose and mission unknown until now. We now know that the Apathi were preparing, recovering the databanks of survey beacons and automated scouting posts left behind when they retreated to their present borders, gathering information for their return to the galactic stage. In Yapathi space, fleets are gathering, armies are being mustered, and ancient factories roar to life. For the first time in an age, the Yapathi peacekeepers are looking outwards, beyond their borders, and towards the galaxy at large. As their decaying shipyards are repaired and refitted, and the dormant systems of Titan foundries come online, the rest of the galaxy is left with only one question. Who will this once sleeping giant target first in their quest to reclaim the age-old glory lost? Giants in the playground. The thing is, because they are benevolent interventionists, what they're going to try and do is they're going to set up the Space UN. And they're basically demand everyone becomes a signatory of it.
The UN doesn't want you to, like, not be independent as a nation, right? That's not a thing.
When they say they're benevolent interventionists, alright, they're so benevolent, they will protect you from yourselves. Where's Legio 1? Oh, this is not good. Hang on. Legio 1, why are you not already on the way? Transport fleet, why are you so far ahead of everything else? Remember how we cloned Tabby an awful lot and then sent her into a war zone and I promised you everything was going to be fine?
Is she alone in a war zone, John?
She's not alone because we cloned her many times. So, yeah, the thing is, Tabby might be in trouble. Yes, I'm just trying to save Tabby right now. I'm trying to save Tabby right this second. These guys are... I'm not sure if any of them have died yet. We've still got 4 days until emergency FTL out. 2 days, 1 day, we're going. I think all the Tabbies might have survived.
I mean, that doesn't look like survival to me. That looks
They
like...
warped out. It was fine. It was... There we go. We got revenge. We got revenge on them, if it makes you feel any better.
Yes, it does. Obviously, it does.
Just so you know, we're not actually sure where she is right now. We had to do...
Use the Q key thing.
No, we literally... You see that question mark? In order to try and get her out of danger, I basically had to activate an emergency jump without putting in any coordinates. So,
Have you not read any science fiction? She's dead! She's dead! She's embedded in a piece of mountain somewhere!
We don't...
What kind of a noob are you?
It was our only option. So, Tabby is somewhere...
Dragons can't go between without a point of reference.
Tabby is somewhere. Tabby is somewhere in the galaxy.
This flies in the face of 50 years of science fiction history.
According to our scientist, she may show up in about 5 months.
5 months?
We're not sure where she is in the meantime, but she may show up in about 5 months, yes. In the meantime, I may just start cloning some new Tabbies, just as an interim. And, yeah, the apathy have immediately started expanding. On the plus side, the planet they've settled on is terrible, which is nice. But it is cool that they've actually, like, their little settle-down starting territory still flies and stuff. They've brought, like, ludicrously superior technology to bear. Okay, the situation's just got a bit worse, or kind of. The return of the apathy to the galactic scene has not gone unnoticed by the other fallen empires, and the Thembalon, in particular, appear most agitated at the news. It seems these two precursors are ancient rivals, and though the reasons for their rivalry has long since faded into history, the sudden reawakening of the apathy has inflamed old animosities and triggered a counter-reaction. The Thembolan reconquerors have roused themselves from their slumber to face their old rivals, with the whole galaxy as their battleground. What will this mean for us all, I ask? Tabby's over here. Okay, we found her. She's in Mighty Duck territory. The ducks have taken care of her. Everything's under control. Okay? Tabby's fine. We're now going to send her back into the war zone. This is what we bred the Tabby clones for. Alright, this is what the legions of Tabby were for.
No. This is what you bred the Tabby clones for.
Okay, that's true. Right now, we have got ourselves a situation where it is extremely likely. I'm guessing you guys are already... Yep, you are an awakened ascendancy too. The jingoistic reclaimers. So... These two guys are not technically at war yet, but it's extremely likely they will be at war soon. Technically, if they go to war, we are not directly in their path. They are not directly in their path. It's fine. Logically, I would say, if we're going to side with somebody, we ought to side with the Apathy Peacekeepers. Because they're close by to us, they're xenophiles, so broadly they can agree with us. And if we are forced after the war's done to become a signatory to their basic galactic UN thing, then sure, that's not the worst thing in the world. So that's our massive ship up there. That's our big ship round there. This is with the rest of the fleet just sort of here, but the rest of the fleet is...
Oh, look at that!
All of the ships!
Looks
all
so
of the ships! Yep.
Which one's a Tabby?
The Tabbies are coming in over here. They're coming in these little ships. I keep them at the back so they're not in the front line during fights.
Good.
But occasionally they get... Oh, they already took it. The bug people already got to it first. Tabby doesn't need to fight today.
Good.
The war has just ended. The Valmanax silencers have given up. They have now been left with one world. One world that is literally right outside the expanding borders of an awakened ascendancy of xenophobes. So I don't feel like the future's looking so hot for that. The situation's escalating here, by the way. The first demand has gone out, not from the Apathy, but from the Thembalon Reconquerors. They have the Valmanax hegemony, who we just created, have just become thralls. So basically we went on a massive war, we liberated a massive great little new empire of, like, you know, curious scientist xenophiles, and they've immediately become the thralls of bloody xenophobe, oh dear. But the call has gone out for the treaty. So we're not choosing a side in the war, but we do now, based on all the available information, our first choice is simply, do we sign the treaty or not?
The vote is at 57% stall by starting a war right now. No is at 30% and yes is at 12%.
Okay, so basically people are not saying don't sign, just play for time.
Yeah, play for time, play for time.
Okay, in that case, let's declare war against these guys. Their strength is, their fleet power is pathetic, their naval capacity is inferior. We need to play for time while we build the fleet. The fleet isn't even at capacity right now. The Federation fleet isn't at capacity right now.
Isn't Legio 1 trapped in enemy space?
Oh, it's really stuck. So, we're trapped in what used to be the Valmanax Silencer territory. But the territory we liberated to the south and then immediately decided to become a battle thrall, that's now therefore closed its borders because it plays by the rules of a xenophobe fallen empire. Fleets couldn't find a path home should they do an emergency FTL jump. They're going to have to, unfortunately, which isn't great. Okay, so Legio 1 is now missing. We've basically just been approached by an overwhelmingly powerful group of aliens who have basically offered us a choice that may lead us into the biggest, toughest war in the history of our nation. And our fleet's missing.
Yes.
Our fleet is actually missing.
Our fleet is missing.
And it's going to be missing for the next year because of its size and the distance it has to travel. It's not coming back until May 23-21. It's May 23-20 right now.
So
we have a year of no...
fighting this war with?
With the first Stellaris, of course.
Is that Tabby's?
No, I think we inherited it from a vassal when we integrated them. That's literally all we've got.
We don't have a dreadnought. Is that in Legio?
No, the dreadnought's gone. We can fix this. All I'm going to do is Investor. We've actually got 2 inherited fleets. Okay, the strength isn't great. I'm going to admit the strength is about like 4,300. We're going to upgrade them. I'm going to upgrade them immediately to current standards.
Yeah,
they're bird standard. And in the meantime, I'm just going to start building a new, better fleet because I've got loads of spare fleet capacity anyway. Yeah, we're too late. A war in heaven's about to break out, and we don't have a fleet. Oh God, Claire, we don't have a fleet.
I know we don't have a fleet. You lost a fleet.
I didn't lose the fleet. It got stuck behind enemy lines because the stupid bastards who we liberated have got missing.
You decided on the hyperdrive.
Yeah, because it's more fun. I'm not sure what this is going to mean, but screw it. We're standing with the Apathy Peacekeepers. Oh God, I hope I'm going to regret this. Boom. Okay, so what's about to happen?
Did you save?
Huh? Yeah, I did.
Oh, good.
So we're at war with the Thembalon Reconquerors. Vassalization request doesn't affect me in any way whatsoever. This is interesting. So I kind of want to see who's actually in the League of Non-Aligned Powers. Not all the younger races chose to join with either side in the war raging between the Precursor Empires. Some, like ourselves, have remained... We haven't remained neutral, but whatever. A League of Non-Aligned Powers is formed under the leadership of the Bug People with the explicit goal of opposing both sides of the war. Joining this league would almost certainly mean war with the Precursor Empires. A bold move. I want to see who's actually in that. Because I may be willing to change my mind. All of our Federation buddies actually just immediately formed the Independent Alliance.
I think we're relatively evenly split in the chat between you messed up, you need to reload right now, and lead the neutral faction.
I agree, actually.
John, you are now safe scum.
Now, given like my entire Federation has actually seemingly formed the new thing, because like I haven't done this before, so I don't actually know what it necessarily looks like. I want to see what it looks like. Reload, oh God, help. I've never seen this before, so I don't know what the consequences of each action is, because it is somewhat unbloody clear. Right, if we don't...
John, he's promising you a strong and stable Roman Empire, but
strong
he
and
keeps
stable.
changing
Shut up.
his
Shut
mind.
up, you. Okay, what happens if we don't take sides in this conflict? Then what happens as a result? The Federation would appear to survive. Due to our military might and influence, we've been asked to lead this league. No one tell them we've lost the fleet. Everyone, okay, what we need to do is we just need to take a page out of the book of World War II British military history and set up cardboard spaceships in space. And then just point and says, yes, that is our fleet. It's up there. It is truly mighty. Now I know that we get to lead the league, I'm more up for this. And the regime of the Caesar-Tauralis has joined. Yes, fine, that's okay. It looks like the people who've sided with the... Correct me if I'm wrong. The people who've sided with the Apathy are the Tsin, who are indeed quite strong, the Fafosans, who are pathetically weak, and the Valmanacs, who are pretty bloody dreadful. However, the enemies, and therefore the people who have therefore been forced to join the Thembalon, is the Envelope people have joined the Thembalon. We never liked them. So, actually, the regime of the Caesar-Tauralis is actually pretty damn good. They've got 84 ships. They're bringing a lot of strength to bear right now. So, basically, the Apathy have managed to get on board...
Not that many people.
Well, what they have got on board is they've basically surrounded these guys. They've got plenty of support very close by.
So the Apathy are the green, and then the yellow.
And they're yellow are their allies, I assume. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Meanwhile, down here, we've got a whole bunch of people who are siding with those guys.
They're further away.
They're further away, yes. And to be honest, I think it's not a great selection. The Envelope people are okay, but not great. These people are massive, but their fleet power is pathetic. And
Everybody else seems relatively small.
the Tsin are actually pretty formidable. They're probably after us and our coalition. They're probably the best people going on in the Empire right now. So they won't be enough to stand up to the Thembalon Reconquerors. But we'll have to just see. So the strongest thing in the galaxy right now is the Apathi Peacekeepers. The Thembalon are secondary to them. The Stagnant Ascendancies, because they haven't woken up and thus aren't doing very much right now, are meanwhile only superior, but not massively. Then there's us, and then pretty much everything else in the galaxy is inferior next to us. Meanwhile, huge numbers of people have joined the Galactic Senate. So actually, I was expecting more people to side with the Empire. I didn't realise so few people would actually end up siding with the Awakened Ascendancies.
People are talking about the Grand Fleet Edict. Saying that would help you.
An excellent point.
I mean, when we get the main fleet back, that might be really useful.
Yeah, we have indeed got the Grand Fleet. It is expensive, but quite frankly, we don't have anything else to do with it right now. And that is, yeah, ship repair speed plus 15%, ship upgrade cost minus 15%, and naval capacity plus 35%. Boom. That's up to 688. So representatives from both of the warring powers have come to Rome demanding the dissolution of the League and for its members to choose sides in the war. Naturally, we refused, and oh dear. And as of this morning, we are now in a state of war with both the Apathi Peacekeepers and the Thembalon Reconquerors. Get the hell out of the galaxy, both of you. Oh, God. This is a concern. Okay, so the galaxy's just gone, yeah. Everything's red. Red is a good colour. Red's a good colour. The war's begun, but in just 20 days, First Legion's going to be back. We don't know where it's going to appear. I would assume back in Vesta. Our fleets are converging. Our friends' fleets are converging.
Speech, John.
Huh? We're all going to die! That's the speech. I'll give a better speech when First Fleet shows up. Legio 1 is... Where is it? Oh, I think we've got it. Legio 1 has returned. Legio 1 has returned. It's located in Matasnobia for some reason, and it needs to return to the rest of the fleet to basically reunify with everything like now. Okay, it needs to head back to Rome. Okay, hang on. I think we've got our first sign of what is presumably the fleet of the Apathi Peacekeepers. So the strength is... How many zeros is that? I think that's just 100,000, not a million.
No, it is 100,000.
That's 100,000. Yeah. Okay, and then a second fleet of about 100,000. So they've got a combined fleet of approximately 200,000.
Yes.
If we throw literally everything we have together, we can at least maybe resist that. If they don't come directly for us, and they don't seem to be, they seem to be going north.
Yeah, people were saying you should bum rush them, but I'm not sure that sounds like a good idea.
No, we have to. We have to let our fleets converge first. We're running out of money. Actually, you know what? I need to drain the sectors dry. The sectors need to be drained. They're probably sitting on some tax revenue that we can now basically use to fund the war. Yep, 3,000 for 100 influence every flipping time. Done. Anyone else sitting on a big pile of money? Lepkus Magnus sitting on a big pile of money. Drain that dry as well. Beautiful. That's not sitting on much money. That's not sitting on much money. That's not sitting on any money. Right, that's got us a big injection of cash. The sort of big cash injection that we needed to be seeing. Now we can just start training everywhere. Where are you guys going? Guys? Where are the bug people going? Everyone stay together! And in comes the Federation fleet. Okay. This is broadly what we've got, because I'm kind of out of money and I've drained my territories and I've traded away my energy and I can't trade away much more. We have got... First Legion is approximately 80,000 strong. We've got another 22,000 out of the Federation fleet, most of which I actually built. So that's now rejoining me. The bugs have conveniently decided to join that. So that together is about 100,000. We've got another 10,000 between... the Ilkahan, who we actually went to war with those guys not long ago, and now they've sent what's left, what they've been able to rebuild, to assist. The Mighty Ducks haven't really shown up with much of their strength yet, but there's also another 7.4 of Bug Fleet. So we've got a combined force of
you can also
110, 120,000. It is pretty much time for open warfare between all three factions. The two Awakened Ascendancies, and indeed the actual, the coalition of non-aligned powers. So that'll be good when we do that in the next live stream, ladies and gentlemen. As we try and see this horrible mess we've made of the galaxy, can we actually bring it to a successful conclusion? Or will next week, in fact, be the end as we are crushed beneath the heels of the fallen empires? And if it is that the end? Because if we are forced to be subjugated by them, then that doesn't necessarily mean it's the end. It just means we're going to have to start again from nothing. In some ways, losing that war might be just as interesting as winning it. So, we will see what happens soon, ladies and gentlemen. But in the meantime, I've been John.
I've been Claire.
This has been Many a True Nerd, and thank you all so much for joining us in the 5th great Stellaris live stream. Thank you all so very much, and goodbye.
Goodbye.
You know, I really hope we've agreed open borders with Japan, by the way, otherwise they have basically just invaded. I may have picked the wrong fight over... Yep. And my cities, of course, have got even more flipping high-tech, though mysteriously still completely dependent on, you know, an aqueduct. Now, I'm not saying your entire army is mostly already dead, but it kind of actually is.